Have you ever seen America's sweetheart, Blake Lively, completely flustered on live television? While most are familiar with her dazzling gowns, infectious smile, and picture-perfect life with Ryan Reynolds, there's a lesser-seen side filled with awkward, cringeworthy, and downright humiliating moments that unfolded before millions of viewers. In this video, we're counting down 10 celebrities who didn't just give Blake a snub or a side-eye. They left her blushing, stuttering, or utterly mortified in real time. From talk shows to award ceremonies, backstage footage, and rumored personal feuds, these encounters reveal a side of Hollywood that fans rarely see. Number 10 on our list is especially brutal, so shocking that you might need to rewind just to believe it actually happened. One notable incident involves the famously witty Anna Kendrick. Blake and Anna co-starred in the 2018 dark comedy A Simple Favor, bringing their contrasting characters to life on screen. However, behind the scenes, their relationship reportedly wasn't as warm as their on-screen chemistry suggested. During the film's promotional tour, reporters repeatedly asked Anna about her rapport with Blake, and in one particular interview, still widely shared on fan forums, Anna made a snarky remark that immediately ignited social media. That moment set the tone for a string of uncomfortable interactions for Blake, showcasing how even Hollywood's most polished stars can face public embarrassment. Stay tuned, because as the list unfolds, some of these moments were so shocking that they reverberated through Hollywood long after the cameras stopped rolling.
Look at the body language experts analyzing this right now.
Fans quickly interpreted Anna Kendrick's remarks as subtle shade aimed at Blake Lively's famously flawless public image on social media. While some might chalk it up to Anna's trademark sarcasm, the tension clearly lingered. A number of self-proclaimed body language experts on YouTube meticulously analyzed every tilt of Anna's head and every fleeting expression on Blake's face during their joint interviews. Their consensus? What seemed like playful banter on Anna's part was actually a passive-aggressive call-out targeting Blake, who is known for her polished, good girl aura. Observers noted that Blake appeared visibly unsettled, suggesting that the comments hit a nerve. The scrutiny didn't stop there. Later, a clip surfaced from a live television segment showing Blake struggling to defend her carefully curated Instagram feed. Her usually confident composure gave way to stuttering and awkward gestures, revealing that even stars with seemingly perfect lives are not immune to public embarrassment. These moments offered fans a rare glimpse behind the polished veneer, highlighting how even lighthearted teasing from a fellow celebrity can spiral into a viral discussion about image, perception, and the subtle dynamics of fame in Hollywood.
That's true. I mean, it feels good when Anna gives me confidence, too. I like compliments. I'm not below compliments. That's what my mom always says. She's like, wants me to compliment her, and she's like, I'm not below compliments. I'm like, it's clear that you're not, because she's always...
The audience chuckled politely as Blake Lively awkwardly tried to navigate the moment. But the discomfort on live television was palpable. Anna Kendrick had subtly painted her as someone overly obsessed with perfection, turning what seemed like a casual remark into an almost humiliating moment for viewers who were paying close attention. Yet the surprises didn't stop there. Enter Justin Baldoni, the actor beloved for his heartfelt portrayal of Raphael on Jane the Virgin and his empathetic directorial work, who one would assume would avoid messy public conflicts. However, reports suggest that he became embroiled in a high-stakes legal dispute with Blake, stemming from their rumored collaboration on a film adaptation of the novel It Ends With Us. Fans were initially thrilled at the idea of the two charismatic stars working together, but whispers of misconduct during pre-production and on set reportedly created tension. The situation escalated dramatically when Justin allegedly filed a jaw-dropping $400 million lawsuit against Blake, accusing her of defamation and extortion, serious allegations typically reserved for the most catastrophic Hollywood battles. When an entertainment news anchor confronted Blake about the lawsuit during a live broadcast, she appeared visibly flustered, struggling to find words. According to witnesses, she attempted to pivot the conversation toward her philanthropic work, but the persistent questioning kept her in the hot seat. These incidents reveal that behind the polished public personas, even Hollywood's brightest stars can face moments of intense vulnerability and public embarrassment, reminding fans that fame doesn't shield anyone from scrutiny, pressure, or the occasional viral humiliation.
did Zelensky, telling him, "You have real problems." Zelensky was asked to leave the White House. Then he appeared on Fox News and said he thinks he can still salvage his relationship with President Trump, which is like Justin Baldoni saying, "I'd love to work with Blake."
Blake Lively reportedly forced a tight smile and offered a no comment during a tense live interview, her usual confident and well-spoken persona nowhere in sight. For a star so accustomed to controlling her narrative, this was a humiliating moment broadcast for millions to see. Social media erupted, with hashtags like #Blake vs. Baldoni trending as speculation ran wild. Had Blake overstepped? Was Justin Baldoni telling the truth? Or was the entire fiasco simply a misunderstanding spiraling out of control? Regardless, the damage to Blake's meticulously curated reputation was undeniable. If anyone in Hollywood is unafraid to call out celebrities, it's Chelsea Handler. When she hosted the 2025 Critics' Choice Awards, fans anticipated sharp jabs, but few expected her to target Blake's then ongoing legal drama with such directness. During her opening monologue, Chelsea rattled off jokes about the year's biggest Hollywood stories before delivering a stinger aimed squarely at Blake. The joke landed in a painfully public way, highlighting how even A-list stars can become the center of live, unsparing scrutiny. In moments like these, the polished world of Hollywood glamour collides with real-time embarrassment, leaving even the most composed celebrities vulnerable to the court of public opinion.
Will disappoint or horrify us. So it is important in times like these to have a distraction. And that's why I want to personally extend my gratitude to Justin Baldoni and Blake Lively.
The crowd at the Critics' Choice Awards, filled with A-listers who understood the situation, reacted with an awkward mix of scattered laughter and muffled gasps as cameras panned to Blake Lively, seated near the front row, looking thoroughly mortified while trying to maintain her composure. Her forced smile and visible discomfort were palpable, especially given the live-streamed, media-saturated setting, which ensured millions witnessed her reaction in real time. Industry insiders and viewers alike dissected every expression, magnifying the humiliation, while entertainment blogs slowed down footage to analyze her subtle reactions. Fans were divided. Some rushed to Blake's defense, calling Chelsea Handler's joke tasteless and opportunistic, while others argued that public controversies make celebrities fair game for comedic commentary. Once again, Blake's personal struggles were thrust into the spotlight before a massive, real-time audience. Meanwhile, her husband Ryan Reynolds, known for his dry wit and playful social media banter, usually keeps his teasing limited to Instagram captions and birthday roasts. But at the landmark SNL 50th anniversary special, Ryan took things a step further, and Blake might not have been entirely in on the joke. During his brief comedic tribute celebrating 5 decades of the iconic sketch show, he slipped in a personal anecdote about Blake, blending humor with an unexpected personal jab. The moment highlighted how even carefully managed public images can be appended in front of millions, leaving stars like Blake both exposed and caught off guard.
This is a question.
I have a question.
Oh, hey, Ryan Reynolds.
Hi.
Hey, hey. Ryan Reynolds, how's it going?
Great. Why? What have you heard?
Cool stuff on Great stuff.
Yeah. Okay. Well, my question is that you know that the materials that they made the cone heads with are those edible?
Edible? No. And based on them being made in 1975, I'd assume that they're highly toxic.
Oh. Okay. So if somebody, hypothetically took a couple of nibbles backstage and got excited, should they go to the hospital or should they?
Yes, they should go to the hospital right away.
You are the best thing that has ever happened to me. Second only to this star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame.
During a pause for comedic effect at the SNL 50th anniversary special, the audience erupted, immediately recognizing Ryan Reynolds' sly reference to Blake Lively's rumored legal troubles with Justin Baldoni. When the camera cut to Blake, her forced smile spoke volumes. She appeared blindsided and wished she could disappear into her seat, caught off guard by a joke about an ongoing, serious legal matter from her own spouse. The star-studded event, watched by millions and amplified by intense media coverage, quickly generated memes and reaction GIFs of Blake's mortified expression, while tabloids speculated about marital tension. Though Ryan later joked on social media that Blake got him back in private, the public moment had already made its mark, challenging her trademark composure. On the same night, comedian Amy Schumer was seen backstage in what appeared to be an emotional, supportive exchange with Blake. Typically brash and outspoken, Amy seemed unusually comforting, with online analysts, even amateur lip readers, noting that Blake may have whispered, "I just need someone on my side," though the muffled audio made it impossible to confirm. The brief interaction revealed a rare, vulnerable side of Blake that fans seldom see, highlighting the precariousness of her public image during the legal debacle. Meanwhile, rumors of tension between Blake and Anna Kendrick had also reached a fever pitch, prompting director Paul Feig, known for comedic hits like Bridesmaids, Spy, and Ghostbusters, to address the controversy directly during a live-streamed Q&A. When a fan boldly asked if there was any truth to the supposed feud between Blake and Anna, Feig shook his head vehemently, putting an end to rampant speculation. Across live events, backstage moments, and social media scrutiny, these instances underscore how even meticulously managed public personas can be upended in real time. From subtle jabs at award shows to spousal roasts on live television, and from empathetic support from fellow comedians to direct clarifications from industry insiders, Blake's experiences reveal the intense pressure of navigating fame, reputation, and personal vulnerability under the unrelenting gaze of Hollywood and the global public alike.
What does it mean to be back with Anna?
Oh, it's the best. I'm so happy.
Anna, what does it mean to be working with Blake again?
Oh,
I still can't figure out why Paul Feig is lying to the one and only Melanie King. So I brought her in so we could discuss together, because I saw you chiming in on his comments, and I thought we need to have this conversation. Plus, you've noticed a lot of other stuff out there that I wanted to bring to attention. You got Community noted. There's a lot of catch up we got to do since your last watch. So,
although Paul Feig's remarks were meant to put rumors of a Blake Lively, Anna Kendrick feud to rest, many fans read his denial as overly forceful, almost as if he were protesting too much. Internet sleuths dug up behind-the-scenes interviews where Anna seemed cool, if not dismissive, whenever Blake's name arose, while Blake appeared unusually enthusiastic when mentioning Anna, leading some to see it as overcompensation. On a subsequent morning show, Paul reiterated his position, but when the host pressed him about visible tension in interviews, he awkwardly laughed and insisted there was nothing to it.
You look at 1.7 million views on this post. He's bringing a lot of attention to it, which is just strange to me. If you want to deflate the scene, right? If you de-escalate, you don't go out there and do this kind of stuff, because all this did was make even more people respond and chime in, which then, of course, I couldn't resist. Because what was so surprising to me, beyond the fact that obviously Anna and Blake hate each other, and we'll talk about that, but what was so surprising to me, which I didn't feel like anyone really picked up on, that he's saying Blake wasn't terrified to walk the red carpet. I did a whole video as well, because she was terrified to leave.
Blake Lively was not present for that interview, yet the swirling gossip once again placed her in an uncomfortable spotlight, with the unspoken question lingering: why would so much energy go into denials if the rumors weren't true? Adding to the intrigue, actor Brandon Sklenar made headlines for what may have been the subtlest jab at Blake yet. Sklenar, who starred in the indie thriller Drop, attended its South by Southwest premiere wearing a floral brooch that immediately caught attention, not because men rarely wear brooches, but because the exact same style had been famously worn by Justin Baldoni at a previous charity event amid his high-profile lawsuit against Blake. Fans and critics speculated that Sklenar's accessory was a deliberate nod of solidarity with Baldoni, effectively reading as an anti-Blake statement. When asked about the brooch on a live broadcast, Sklenar simply laughed off the rumors, leaving the moment shrouded in ambiguity while keeping Blake squarely at the center of Hollywood's ongoing whisper network. In Toro 10, social media, however, wasn't buying it. Broochgate trended for an entire week, with many labeling Brandon Sklenar's choice of accessory a passive-aggressive jab at Blake Lively. Whether intentional or pure coincidence, the moment tied Blake's name once again to a humiliating headline, this time over a seemingly minor fashion statement. Just when it seemed the rumor mill might run dry, enter Hugh Jackman, everyone's favorite singing and dancing Wolverine, who was speculated though unconfirmed, to be subpoenaed in the ongoing Blake Lively versus Justin Baldoni lawsuit saga. The mere idea that a universally beloved figure like Jackman could be caught up in these proceedings ignited endless tabloid speculation. Rumors swirled that Hugh may have had business dealings or philanthropic collaborations with both Blake and Justin, leading some to wonder if he held critical information about behind-the-scenes negotiations or had witnessed a key conversation. During a morning show appearance, a host directly asked Hugh if there was any truth to the speculation that he was being pulled into the Lively-Baldoni conflict. Jackman responded with a polite, slightly awkward smile, giving nothing away, leaving the public and the tabloids clamoring for answers while keeping Blake's controversial saga very much in the spotlight.
Honestly, no. I wish I could say there was. That was a total happenstance. I woke up in the morning and saw an article, and I was like, oh, damn. I had literally had no idea. I had an idea I wanted to wear like a floral brooch of some kind, and that was the color I liked the best, and lo and behold, someone also wore that prior to me wearing it, so yeah.
The result was the same for Blake Lively. More negative press, more speculation, and another humiliating scenario in which her ongoing legal issues dominated Hollywood headlines. Yet the Justin Baldoni feud, though fresh, is far from Blake's only encounter with public outrage. Rewind to 2012, when she and Ryan Reynolds wed at a stunning South Carolina venue that happened to be a former plantation. At the time, the choice sparked little controversy, but as cultural awareness grew, so did criticism. Years later, commentators labeled the wedding location insensitive and tone-deaf. Blake and Ryan ultimately apologized, calling it a mistake, yet the issue continues to resurface whenever Blake promotes a new project or appears on talk shows. Hosts, either subtly or directly, bring it up, forcing her to revisit one of the most regrettable decisions of her personal life on camera. In one notable interview, a host referenced newly surfaced information about the site's harrowing history, and Blake visibly tensed before carefully reiterating her apology, revealing how even well-intentioned stars must navigate past choices under the relentless scrutiny of both media and public opinion.
Justin saying he's following through on his vow to release all his communications with Blake Lively, revealing a nearly 7-minute apology he sent her at 2 a.m. while they were working on the film It Ends With Us. The audience may recall this all got started because she came out in the New York Times alleging that she'd been sexually harassed by him and that he, to keep it secret, generated an inorganic Blake Sucks media campaign against her last summer when the movie was released.
While sincere, Blake Lively's apology has never fully appeased critics, leaving her in a near-constant state of public scrutiny whenever the topic resurfaces. Unlike some humiliations thrust upon her by others, this one feels self-inflicted, yet it continues to overshadow her charitable work and professional achievements whenever the media chooses to revisit it. Amid ongoing lawsuits, comedic roasts, rumored feuds, and lingering controversies, fans began to notice a tangible consequence of her turbulent public image. Blake Lively's Instagram follower count was steadily declining, signaling the real-world impact of celebrity perception in the age of social media.
Ryan Reynolds calls his and Blake Lively's plantation wedding a giant mistake. It's been almost 8 years since Blake and Ryan tied the knot, but in a new interview with Fast Company, the 43-year-old actor looks back at their 2012 wedding and opens up about his regrets over having it at Boone Hall, a former slave plantation in South Carolina. The Deadpool star says it's something we'll always be deeply and unreservedly sorry for. It's impossible to reconcile. What we saw at the time was a wedding venue on Pinterest. What we saw after was a place built on devastating trauma.
Reports indicate that Blake Lively lost over 1.2 million Instagram followers in just a few months, with analytical tools showing a steady downward trend rather than a one-off glitch. Each new negative headline seemed to spark a fresh wave of unfollows, underscoring just how high the stakes are in today's digital age. Social media metrics can shape public perception, influence endorsement deals, and even affect how studios evaluate a celebrity's market value. Watching her follower count drop was like witnessing a live referendum on Blake's controversies. Some fans abandoned her over the Justin Baldoni lawsuit, ethical concerns, or backlash surrounding the plantation wedding. Others left due to loyalty to Anna Kendrick during their alleged feud, and many simply grew fatigued by the constant drama. In the modern PR landscape, a mass exodus of followers can be more humiliating than any single awkward interview, signaling to the industry and the public that her once polished image may be tarnished. From Anna Kendrick's sly on-air jabs to a staggering $400 million lawsuit, Blake's carefully cultivated aura of perfection has taken repeated hits before live audiences and under massive media scrutiny. She's been skewered by award show comedians, blindsided by her husband's playful roasts, and cornered by talk show hosts about her controversial wedding venue, all pointing to a common thread. Blake Lively has repeatedly faced public humiliation. The question is whether she's simply a victim of Hollywood's relentless rumor mill, comedy culture, and social media frenzy, or if she crossed lines that made her a magnet for criticism. Do these 10 incidents prove her perfect image was unsustainable, or is she merely the latest scapegoat in an industry fueled by drama? Some may argue she deserves empathy, noting that many celebrities survive controversies and emerge stronger. Others might contend that she courted the wrong attention and failed to address issues promptly. We want to hear your perspective. Which of these moments made you cringe the most? Can Blake recover her public image, or is the damage too deep? Don't forget to subscribe, hit the notification bell, and stay tuned for more explosive celebrity reveals and top 10 countdowns, because in Hollywood, there's always another scandal lurking just around the corner.